it's Michelle. I'm the homeowner. I moved into the property in 2014. Started noticing activity at the middle to the back end of 2020. It was just really odd movements in the loft which was happening, and that's what got me thinking. It was the fact that it was like heavy footsteps and movement that was actually in the loft that did get me thinking. I did originally think it was maybe like mice or something up there, or I had birds up in the loft, but it's as the footsteps got heavier and the movements actually got heavier that led me to believe it was actually more paranormal activity.
So what was the first instance of paranormal activity that affected you in this house?
It was just more like strange noises and odd movements actually in the bedroom that actually led me to believe that it was sort of more than we was thinking. And also there was an occasion where I actually woke up one morning, got out of bed, looked at the bed, and there was actually 3 scratches in the actual sheet that was underneath me, and I actually had to take the sheet off the bed and throw it away. But it was strange because the scratches wasn't in the mattress, it was only in the sheet, and it was quite large.
One night in the kitchen, I had some shorts on, and I felt there's a scratch on my leg. I didn't catch myself or anything like that, and I had to look down and it was bleeding, and I thought, I haven't done that, I haven't caught any, there's nothing sharp in the kitchen, there's just nothing. I just ignored it. So, a couple of nights later on, it happened again. And I said to Michelle, I says, I've been scratched twice now.
My husband, he was actually physically marked by a spirit.
And I said, you know, can you have a look? And she said, how you done that? And I says, there's no sharp in here, there's nothing. So we just ignored it. And it went quiet. And it started up again, and I got scratched like up here. And I says, look, there's nothing round here. So we thought, I know it sounds a bit silly and daft, it could have been a spiritual animal what could have done it. And we thought it was, what's it called? Cat. Spiritual cat. It was. Because the claw marks, it was just like in a straight line. There's no jiggy deads, it's just straight. And I thought, why would he attack me? I thought, I haven't done that wrong. And since then, I've had stuff done to me. Like for one example is, I was upstairs, just playing on my PS4, and I was putting it all away. I took my shirt off, and Michelle said, you've got a mark on your back. I says, you know, yeah, whatever, I ain't got a mark on my back. She says, I'll show you. She took a picture.
I've got pictures of on his back where he's actually been, I suppose in a way, branded.
And there was a mark. It must have been about that big, that wide. And I said, how the hell did I get that? And all I was doing was sitting on the floor, playing on the PS4. There was nothing around me. I just took my shirt off, and she says, you got something on your back. And I thought, can anybody explain it?
I think it's had quite an effect because I'm generally quite an ill person anyway, and I think with not actually having proper night's sleep due to things happening, that it has actually affected my illness more, and it's actually sort of made it worse. And also it's on my son as well, because my son kept telling me that he kept hearing footsteps for quite some time before I actually noticed the activity myself. And I just thought it was his vivid imagination with growing up.
She seems always tired, drained, And I thought, there's something straight draining her. It's just like she had no energy. Something was draining her, but the question is what? It was a mystery. You know, I made sure she was eating, drinking, stuff like that. Everything really. It's weird to explain. Until you see it for yourself, then you'll know what we're trying to say to you.
I've got fibromyalgia, which is pain actually from head to toe. And basically, if you're overtired, that can actually make the pain a lot worse. And this is where not having no sleep due to everything that's been going on has actually affected me physically and mentally, really, more than anything. Other than that, I mean, my other illnesses aren't really affected by the lack of sleep, to be honest. But I have actually been told that I have actually got an attachment, but I've yet to see that I've actually got an attachment myself. To be honest, I'm not sure whether to actually believe that or not, or whether that is why things are actually happening around me like they are.
One night, I was off for a shower. Like again, I just took my top off and Michelle said, "You got a red mark round your neck here." I said, "I've took my shirt off." And she says, "No." She says, "Seriously, you've got a red mark, like as somebody's put their hands around your throat like that and tried to strangle you."
He'd got red marks around his neck and he said it felt like a burning sensation.
And I said, "Get out of here." I said, "You're having a laugh, aren't you?" But no. So she got a mirror and she said, "Look." And she showed me where the prints was, how they got hold of my neck and sort of, you know, trying to strangle me. And I think I thought to myself, somebody in this house does not like me at all. For what reason? I don't know.
And I think really that's the only two times with my husband. My son has actually been scratched as well before by a spirit, and also my son's girlfriend was actually scratched as well. So at one point there was quite a vicious one here.
Then eventually we thought, is it this ghost? What is being possessive, like looking after it? He wants Michelle, but I'm sort of in the way. So he's looking after her and he's trying to get me hurt, if that makes sense. You know, it's saying, back off, you know, she's mine and you can sort of go away, or I will do more damage to you, hurt you.
Something was very jealous of him being around me. When this John was around, my husband couldn't even come near me because he just used to get marked.
That's the only reason I can think of. But why? I don't know. Not unless somebody who used to live here, because we did some research and there were some people here who died. So, is that ghost here? And he wants to protect Michelle and he wants me gone. So he's got her for herself. He's got her for herself.
Can you tell me about this incident that was pre-mentioned about a medium and the stories surrounding that?
Oh yes. When these things happened to me, we thought, right, we'll have to get a medium in, see if we can share some light on it. We got somebody in. He was good. It was okay. We showed him where we was having problems, and I showed him on my legs what it was, and what he did. He had a look around the house. Then he went into the loft, and while he was in the loft, he just sat down. He had 5 minutes to himself, and then he come back downstairs, and he says, "All right, I need a word with you." He says, "Yeah, somebody has been contacting me." And we said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Oh, it is somebody called Jack, who used to live here, and it sounds like he was a bit possessive, looking after Michelle, and he thought I was a threat to him." So we thought, oh right, okay. And I thought, no, he's having a wind up on that. He's having a laugh. So we got somebody else in, and he sort of said exactly the same thing. And I said to him, this is what this other guy said, exactly the same what you're saying. And since then, it's just been all fun. We've had scratches, we've had attacks. It's even attacked Michelle in bed at night. Even one, it was about 3:58 one morning, and she was choking. There was nothing round her neck, nothing. She was choking. I tried to wake her up. I put the light on. As soon as I switched the light on, it stopped. And one night, there was 3 claws, as in, sharp nails, just like that, and it teared the sheets on the bed. So, something attacked her.
It was somebody who actually told me, it was a medium that told me that I've actually got the attachment. But as I said, I'm not sure whether to actually believe that or not as yet. But I mean, if I have, then I'm not sure how I can get rid of it, because this medium said that it is quite a strong, quite evil attachment, and maybe this ties in with some of the things that have happened in the past.
I think he's a bit possessive with her. He wants her for himself. He don't want me here. Or, as in other words, get out. She's mine. That's it. You stay here. You're going to get hurt. And that's what he's been doing to me. So he's trying to force me out.
Can you tell me what made you want to start paranormal investigating? Going on these investigations and exploring the abandoned locations?
Yeah, it was really the fact that with actually having sort of psychic abilities and being able to actually communicate with the spirit here, because there was quite a few times that I did actually communicate with it via sort of equipment and stuff like that. I have got answers in the past as well, and I did actually do some research into the things that I was told, and it did turn out to be true. So I decided to really put it to good use, and actually then decide to go into paranormal investigations to actually try and get answers for other people, and also about different locations that have been abandoned and just left.
Well, at first, I thought this was a lot of, what you like, it's a lot of bull. But then again, when stuff happens to you, you think, okay, you've done that to me. Is there anything life after death? What's Michelle doing? This looks interesting. I asked her, and she said she got into places and see if she can help spirits, and it's quite interesting. So I asked her to go with her, and we've had some really good times on that.
Can you tell me when you first brought home another spirit, and what made you so keen to almost open your home to other spirits and allow them in and interact with them?
I don't suppose really bringing them home was by choice. I suppose with me having the abilities that I've got, they just chose to attach to me and come back to my home. But I've always made it clear to the spirits that when I've actually found out that I've got one that's followed me home, I've actually always told the spirits that they've either got to be respectful of like my space, or they have to leave straight away, because I don't want any bad in my house due to obviously having my animals and also my son.
We've got a dog and 2 rabbits. Right, the 2 rabbits, every night near enough, the cage is here and they face the wall. Not forwards, not sideways. Both of them face the wall. And Max, our dog, is in the kitchen, and the spirit, what was here, he was affecting the animals, but Max the most. About 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Max would be at his cage. To be honest, Max was scared. He was really scared. Even one night he got out his cage. We put salt round the rabbits, round the animals. We even had to do one night a sage, a white sage it was, to calm him down, and we had to take him upstairs just to reassure him that he's okay. It wasn't nice for him. He just wouldn't go to sleep or out.
One of the spirits that originally followed me home was from 39 De Grey Street in Hull. That was meant to be the spirit of a guy called John. He was the guy who actually killed all the women and the children at the hostel at 39 De Grey Street, apparently. I'm yet to find any documented evidence to actually prove that. I can never find none there. Then the second incident was actually where I brought the spirit of two sisters home from a place out at Market Raisin, from an abandoned house. I've recently investigated that house again, and it actually came through the spirit box and confirmed that the two sisters did actually commit suicide in the house. But what they were saying was it was an accident. Apparently it wasn't meant to happen. There was another spirit that I brought home from Annesley Old Church in Nottingham. That spirit wasn't here very long because it was quite demanding, and it did demand a lot of my attention. So basically I had to tell it that it wasn't welcome and it had to leave, and it did do.
How do you feel about Michelle bringing more spirits back home?
Yeah, wow, that's a good one. That is. It's interesting because you don't know who you're going to bring home. She could bring either a good one, not so bad, or an evil one. You know, they could be in the war, looking for loved ones, trying to get into the what's that word? Life crossover. You know, and try and communicate and see what is wrong with them. See why they're attached to Michelle, and probably they just want her help. It's interesting.
Everything you do is actually being watched. You're being watched doing it. And I get to the point now where I don't even really feel comfy actually getting dressed in my own bedroom, because that's where a lot of them seem to reside, in my bedroom. So I don't really feel comfortable actually getting changed in there. But it's a case of having to just carry on with normal life as much as you possibly can, even though things are actually always happening around you. You're hearing noises and stuff.
Would you say that these experiences almost prove the afterlife to you and make you believe in the afterlife? Is that like for reassurance or just out of curiosity? And
at first I didn't believe life after death. I didn't know it existed until you see it for yourself.
It does. I mean, it's quite strange that you should say that. I mean, I'm a big believer in afterlife.
You know, when you're stood, say, here, and there's something in front of you, no one else, how do you explain that? So I was curious and interesting. And it's surprising what you can find, but learn about life after death.
Back in 2000, I actually had an experience of an out-of-body experience. So I ended up actually looking over myself. I actually left my body, ended up looking over myself, which was quite strange. And I've sort of led to believe that this is why now I'm actually so open to spirit. But I am a big believer, you know, that afterlife does exist.
okay, and would you consider your interactions and your evidence that you've captured both on video as proof of the afterlife, say for non-believers? Would you think it could?
Most definitely. Something? Yeah, most definitely. I have got quite a lot of proof and good evidence that afterlife does exist, and none of it is like faked or staged or anything like that. It is all genuine, 100% evidence.
What does the future hold for you in terms of the paranormal?
Well, to join Michelle and go different places to see what you can find. See if there's any Even the buildings, churches, RAF bases, anything, just to see what you can communicate with. It should be looking really fun. Well, not fun, but interesting.
So, I understand your sister is a medium and has done some work surrounding your spirits. Can you go into that and tell me the story surrounding her and the things she's done?
Yep. Basically, she's a medium. She can communicate with spirits as well, like myself, but obviously she's more experienced than me. She's sort of more switched on, but she came here and she did black candle magic to try and actually get rid of the evil spirit that we had here, because we did actually have a really, really nasty spirit here. So we now think we're actually rid of that spirit due to the black candle magic. She did angel light. And she did smudging of the house. She literally saged the house from top to bottom with every corner. And things do seem to have calmed down a lot since she's done all that. So hopefully that might be the solution. But I do still have one spirit remain, which at the moment I actually think is quite a nice spirit, because nothing bad seems to be happening and nobody seems to be getting harmed. So I presume it's really a good spirit that's left.
And what would you say to other paranormal investigators or other people who perhaps haven't experienced what you've experienced and are looking for that type of evidence? Would you suggest to them to keep looking, or would you suggest to them to give up and keep away where it's safe?
No, I'd say a couple of things. The first is look at us on Facebook, look us up, see what we can do. Maybe get together and just join together, pass information on to each other, so we can go there, they can go here, and see what we can gather, if there's any spirits around or anywhere.
I'm going to still carry on doing the investigations because it still intrigues me quite a lot, to do with the paranormal. So I will actually carry on seeking proof of afterlife, seeking proof to show other people that things like that do exist. And it'll hopefully change people from non-believers to actually being a believer in the afterlife and seeing it does actually exist.